Welcome to this session of product design and value engineering. In last session, we have discussed what value engineering is and why we emphasize more on the function while we talk about value engineering. In today's session, I want to talk about what function is and how we can define the function. So let us start our discussion. First of all, function. What is function? Function is something which gives you the answer to these basic questions. What basic questions? If you ask a product, what does it do? Or why we want the product? Or how will it help us? Then these answers will be the function of that product. Why it appeals us can also be a function. For example, there can be a product which is not useful but it has some aesthetic or artistic value. Then the looks of that product, why that product appeals you, because of that product's looks. So here we are not associating function with something that is useful or helpful in our task, but we are associating function with its looks. We are associating it with its aesthetics. So that is also a function. And what is the definition of function? By definition, function is actions which modify data or inputs to information to outputs. This is the definition of a mathematical function, not our function. Remember that. By definition, this is what a mathematical function is. Someone that modifies data and turns inputs into outputs. That is a mathematical function. But what is value engineering function? Value engineering function is something that makes a product work or sell. So it can be a useful function or it can be just an aesthetic function. For example, here in this pic, this is a clock, table clock. But what actually will make this sell? Not just the clock. There is a component of clock that will be there, but more or less the design itself is more attractive. It looks like an art piece, and that's what will make it sell. So this is the function of this product. What the function of this product is? Its function is to look good, to attract people, and at the same time to tell them the correct time. Then the function are the end results that are desired by the customers. How to approach these functions? How we can approach these functions? For that, we can ask the following question. We can ask some questions to the product before we go to value engineering analysis. And this is the way to approach a function. Before going to value engineering analysis, ask the questions. Which questions should be asked? What is the product? What is it means? What is the product? Then what it is used for? What is it? This is a pointer. This is a wireless pointer to be precise. Why it is used for? It is used for changing the slides during the presentation. Correct? This is the wireless pointer. Why it is used? It is used for changing the slides during presentation. What material used for main function? So for main function there are buttons here, but this main function is performed by this light that you also see in your remote controls, which emits ultraviolet radiation or infrared radiation. I think this one is infrared radiation. So main material that achieves the function is this light. Then can it do something else? Can I use it for something else? While seemingly I can't use it for something else, but I might use it for paper, or I might use it to give some soft massage to myself. But it depends, right? That's what a function is. And The last question, cost. What cost will it have? It usually costs 3 to 400 rupees. So all these questions need to be asked first. Then we go into value engineering analysis, how to improve it. Value engineering analysis is how to improve a function of a product. But beforehand, we should know how the product works, what are its functions, what is expected from the product, right? And we also ask what will be the cost of other similar functions, or what will be the cost of products which can perform the similar functions. For example, my mouse can also be used to change the slides. So what will be the cost of a normal mouse? That also should be asked first. And then we evaluate functions. So how to do evaluation of function? How to evaluate function? For that, we ask some questions as well. What is the purpose of the function? What does the product cost? This all we have asked in our earlier analysis. What it is worth. Now, what is the difference between the cost and worth? The cost is the we can say consider cost as our exchange price. This function, this product cost 200 rupees only. Suppose I am going to buy a medicine and that medicine costs 500 rupees. But if that medicine is in short supply and I need it for a terminal disease, then worth of that medicine for me is very high. But at the same time, worth of that medicine for someone else might not be that much high. For example, I think we all know that there is a medicine called paracetamol, right? Similarly, there is another painkiller medicine which can be used for heart disease also, and which can be used as a painkiller also. So for a patient who wants to use that medicine for painkiller, and for the patient who wants to use that medicine for his heart disease, both will have a different worth associated with those medicines. But the cost that they pay to the medical owner will be same. Both can purchase the medicine with the 5 rupees only. But the person with the heart disease will be willing to pay much more if the medicine is not available, while on the other hand the person with a pain will not be willing to pay such amount of money. So that is what worth is. And can there be some other things which can do the same job? What will be the cost of that other things? It is what the function is. Then what exactly customer wants from the product? This all needs to be asked, and these answers will be given to the analysis to evaluate the function. Now, how to determine this function? So we use this verb and noun method to determine the function. What we do is we address every function in a verb and a noun manner. For example, verb is something that describes a specific action, and noun is object on which this action is operates. So we can take this example of pencil. Now, what is the purpose of pencil? To write on some paper, right? So what is the action here? To write. That is the action. And on object, which object we are writing on? So that is a noun. So if I can say that pencil, what is the function of pencil? Write. Now what if I want to write underwater? Can pencil perform it? No. What if I want to write on a whiteboard? Pencil is not useful for that. What if I want to write on the walls? Pencils are not useful for that either. So what is the function of pencil to write on paper, specifically on white paper if you have a black pencil. If you have a white colored pencil, then the function of the pencil will be to write on a colored paper. So that's how specific you need to be when you are determining the function. So verb here is write and to noun here is a paper. Some other examples of verb and nouns are given here. If whiteboard marker is there, then the function will be write on whiteboard. If electrical cables are there, then their function is conduct the current. If mobile phone is there, then it has many functions such as make call, send text, take pictures. Here I have emphasizes on sending text, not SMS, only text. Why? Because when you are defining function, you need to be as broad as possible. You want to make sure that there are options available with you, and whoever reads this does not preconceive himself with some preconceived notions. So there can be many methods of sending text. For example, you can use SMSs. You can use some other methods such as WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, and another applications that are there. You can use emails to send text, and all these methods can be classified as sending text. So here the function of mobile phone is to make call or send text. Text can be of any different categories. We are basically trying to make the functions definition as wide as possible, so that we not restrict ourselves into small area and we have many possible surrounding solutions available with it. Another functions can be taking pictures, accessing internet, etc. So it is not necessary that a single product must have a single function. A single product can have many functions. Now, if a single product can have many functions, then we can certainly classify those functions, and we can classify them in three basic categories. One is basic function or primary function, then second is required secondary function, and the third one is secondary function. Let us see what we mean by all these three. The basic functions are the functions which should be there, which must be there in the product. Without that, the product should not exist. For example, if we talk about mobile phones, then making calls, sending text, and portability are the basic functions of mobile phone. If your mobile phone is not able to make calls, then we cannot say that it is a mobile phone. If your mobile phone is not portable, it has to be put on a certain place, then it is not mobile at all. It might be a landline, but it is not mobile certainly. So a mobile should have these basic functions. Any device that can provide this basic function can be called a mobile phone. And then there will be secondary functions. Secondary functions are the added extra functions which are there in the product other than the primary functions. For example, taking photos, taking videos, playing videos, social networking sites, then games, different types of games, internet, etc. There are applications, many applications. All these are some secondary functions of a mobile phones. Both are mobile phones. This can also be termed as mobile phones. The previous one was also mobile phone, but the previous one has the basic functions only. This also have basic functions. It is also used for making calls. It can also be portable. It can also be used for sending text. But other than this, it has some extra added functions. These are known as secondary functions. Now, if we remove these secondary functions, then also our product will perform and we have no issues with this. But there are some secondary functions which are required. Although without that, product will function, but these are still necessary. Then those are called required secondary function. If the required secondary functions are not there, then it will not affect the performance of the product at all. But it is required. Why it is required? It is required for other or external reasons. Reasons can be safety or any other things. For example, if a hospital is there, then its function is to treat patient, and we do not need any fire safety devices there. We do not need such fire safety devices in our hospitals because there is no use of those devices in a hospital. Treating patient can be done without those, but still they are required. Without them, hospital will not be able to run. Every hospital must have this type of fire safety devices. So these fire safety devices are secondary functions because without them hospital will work and they will work fine. But these are required. So that's why those are called required safety functions. This will be all. Thank you.